Can you hear me now?
I can hear you, Angela.
Can hear ya.
Okay, good.
No, now you're
So
cutting in out though.
I know this connection. I'm trying to go another. I'm trying to go to another location so I can get connection. So I can't get my camera to work either. So I guess this whole block went out where I'm at, where my
Oh
building is
no.
at. Yeah, it's so weird. So yeah, okay. I'm pulling in over here. I think this will work.
Are you in California or are you in Utah?
California today.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
funny.
Now I'm here.
There you are.
All right. That was crazy. So I went down to the next building section, the next work park. So, so anyway, because it's Friday, I have my dog with me today too. So she's in the car with me because my other employee, they were gonna leave anyway, but she doesn't like seeing my dog, so she's from Fiji and she's not a dog person. So I took the dog with me too, because be gone for an hour and who knows what kind of mischief she might get into. If Indy Freckles comes into the screen, you guys know why.
Well,
I
luckily
can
we have
take off
a
my
group
seatbelt.
of, yeah, we have a group of animal friendly people here. So, in
Yeah.
Yes,
fact, I see a
yes,
furry
yes, yes,
standing
yes,
I think Chimera
in.
is watching the other cats play, I think, in the
yes.
other room.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
They're gonna start getting their
yeah.
zoomies here pretty soon.
Awesome.
Oh,
The morning zoomies are coming, I can feel them. My
yeah,
house is
yeah.
really long. Like it goes my living room, it goes through my kitchen into my
Yeah.
living room. My living room is really long, so the cats love to just like full speed and it's wood floors, so they'll just like slide across the floor as they get into each room. That was hilarious.
I'm, I can't
Oh,
figure
there
out how
you
to show Indy. Oh well. She'll probably come in the screen anyway. Can you see
Oh,
her
there
now?
There
she
she
is.
is. Oh, she's a little doodle.
Oh,
She's a Labradoodle. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Those are so
cute.
popular around here right now. It's because of the dance, like because they're allergy friendly. Like so many people are getting Labradoodles
Oh
around
yeah,
here, and their temperaments are really nice.
yeah. She's chill today because I gave her some pills to chill her out. They're going to the office. She's
Awesome.
feeling good.
Okay, Liz is going to be late, so we're going to just jump right in and get started. And let's go ahead and start by generating some state. So I'm going to invite you to close your eyes. Start taking a few breaths in through your nose and blowing out slowly through your mouth as if you're blowing through a straw. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. Just noticing where you're holding tension from your day in your body. And start to release that. If you need to shake your fingers, your arms, wiggle your toes, yeah, roll your head, push your shoulders back and down so your spine is nice and straight. Allow your body to just relax right on top of it. Strong spine holding your whole body up. Relaxing every muscle. Breathing in, breathing out. And noticing, again, is there anywhere where you're holding negative energy, where it's constricted? Is it tight? Notice your belly. Do you need to release it? As you breathe in on your next inhale, fill that belly with a deep, full Buddha belly breath, filling all of your cells with amazing, energized, oxygenated air, illuminating all of the cells in your body. preparing them for the work that you're about to do. And in this space, I want you to start to think about gratitude, all of the different things that you might be grateful for, because gratitude is the vibration of abundance. And there are so many things we could be grateful for in this moment. To bring them to mind. And then not only bring them to mind, but allow them to settle into your heart so you're actually feeling the gratitude. And I want you to notice some things that you're proud of, because being proud means that you have taken action and you are affirming for yourself that you have taken action. And it tells your brain, let's do more of that. All the things you might be proud of. Breathing in, breathing out. In a moment, I'm going to have you open your eyes and I'll have you each share one thing you're grateful for and one thing you're proud of. Before we do that, I'm going to have you take one last deep inhale in. Hold it at the top. And then slowly blow it out. And then go ahead and return to normal breathing. And open your eyes when you're ready. Awesome.
Creepy. I feel so relaxed when we do that.
It really does change the energetics of your body, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man.
So what are you grateful for?
Want me to go first? I can go first, or Angela, you go first.
Sure. Go for it.
So for me, it's my grateful and my proud, I guess, are my BNI group, my network group. I'm just really grateful to have them. It's like my little mastermind group and my little like hype club. Like I love how much they hype me up and how excited they are for like my upcoming presidency. And so this week I actually did you do a 10-minute presentation. You get put in a cycle where you do a 10-minute presentation every few weeks, every 6 or so weeks. And so this week was my 10-minute presentation, and so I kind of just covered my first year of BNI, and then I just I showed a lot of I did a little bit about brand and how like your website and all of your materials, everything, the concept of branding and how it should all look the same. Shared some testimonials and stuff, and people applauded during my presentation. Like nobody ever applauds during anybody's presentation, but like every time I showed something, or every time I talked about it or shared a testimonial, or everybody's just like up there clapping for me. So it felt so good. Like it just is such. It's so awesome to have that like hype group. And then like afterwards, everybody's just like, oh man, just your presentation was so good. I really need to talk to you. Like I have 2 one-to-ones already set up with people in my group that want to talk about websites. I've already gotten a couple more referrals from people. So I have 2 new jobs that are referrals from people from my BNI group. And so I'm so glad that I took the chance and joined that group. And even though people are like, oh, but you have to pay for it, and that just seems weird. It's a system that you pay for, I think, that's important, and you have to invest in your business. And I'm paying to be there, but the return of my investment has just been so much greater than the cost to be in that group. So
Excellent.
Yeah. Nice.
Yep.
Nice. Well, I'm really super grateful for the friendships that I have and the support that I have. Last night I got some news about my aunt had ALS for the last 7 months. Her husband just passed away 4 months ago from lung cancer, and she passed last evening. Yesterday morning, not last evening. I got the news last night. But I'm, like I said, just super grateful. Ironically, one of my friends called up too and was great comfort. And we said, well, at least she's not in pain anymore. Apparently my cousin was saying that for the first time, her mom had asked for some morphine, and then within like minutes, she passed. So she knew. I'm just really super grateful for like I said, the friends and support systems that I have. Another reason I'm also grateful for my dog. So she's a good support too. So a lot of I just say, it's three of my family members I was really close to growing up as a kid. Um, every summer I was in Oregon, and so this aunt and uncle just lived up the hill from my grandparents. So, but so I'll be traveling up there again to go support my cousins. So that just lost both their parents inside of 4 months. So, but grateful again for the support that I have around me. So that's what and then super proud of our business that yesterday I had to cut short with you, unfortunately, Christina, but it was about this Navy contract that I had to get on the call about, and so it was a good news that our new business development guy had already sent off an RFP about a work thing, and they wanted to talk. And so I had to get on that call. And so it looks like we're going to have 4 more people assigned to their contract, and it's all working out. So that's awesome. So
Yeah.
those really are my exciting. Grateful and proud about stuff for sure.
Well, Angela, first of all, I'm really sorry about your aunt. I've gone through some meetings where, progressively each of these people has passed, and it's been quite an ordeal for you. And so I'm super sorry to hear that. And yeah, and I have faith that she's now with her husband and they're together doing what they need to do. So
exactly. Yeah, they're both great people of faith. So
yeah.
Thank you.
How's your mom doing over this?
Yeah, that was the hard part. She was just talking, and she's facing her MRI. She got the date. It's going to be next Monday, so she is going to go. And she told me not to come with this news because it's only 15 minutes down the road, and since she'd rather, if I could, get up there for the funeral because they can't drive. None of them can drive down for the funeral for my aunt. So it's a 2.5-hour drive. My brother can't drive. So I said, okay, no problem. I will be there for the funeral. So just let me know. My cousins are going to the church today to figure out, you got to book it. It's all because they're Catholic. You got to make sure when the church will be available. So it's dependent on that. So I should know. I should know next week when the funeral will be. So okay. Yeah. So I'll go up there for that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah. So sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I want everybody to take a couple more breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. I'm just releasing the energy because it is feeling a little heavy, at least for me. I have a lot of compassion, and I just feel really sorry for all the people who've been affected by this. And yeah. And so, yeah, in through the nose, out through the mouth.
Glad you have support though, Angela. That's looping back to that. That's your grateful.
Moving back into the gratitude because that's how
exactly.
So
you have a support system, that you have enough of a support system that you can also be a support system for other people. Like that's important.
Yeah.
That you have people.
I thank you guys for that too, because I consider this an outlet as well too. And if I didn't have the skills that and the support from all you guys too, I wouldn't be able to be that for other people too, and my family. So thank you.
Awesome. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get started because I have material for us today, and we are going to be. I'm going to share. Make sure I'm sharing the right thing. Side by side. Okay. Can you see that?
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So we are going into part 2 of our Words Create Our World. And today we're going to talk about specifically using empowering words. We touched on empowering words last time. And last time we talked a lot about minding our words, right? Rigorously noticing the words that we're using, making sure we can shift from limiting into empowering words, and always coming back to our vision over any circumstances that we are encountering. So I guess my first question is, how did that go for you guys? Because I kind of gave you the assignment and I've somewhat checked bases with you, but let's really formally go into it. How often did you catch yourself using um, empowering or disempowering language?
Um, for me, this is something I've been working on anyway. We've talked about this, Chris. Um, cause like you said, like the constant narrative in my head, like I've noticed that I can change that narrative, and that's something that I've been working on. And so this practice just reinforced that for me. Um, but it's hard sometimes to stop those spiraling thoughts. Like that's legitimate. That
Right?
that sometimes it's hard. But like Angela said, like having these tools, like we've talked about, like having this toolbox, having this like notice what you're noticing. That's like the biggest thing is like I notice that more now and can stop it and turn it into more positive. Where in the past it just did turn into a spiral. So I like that. I like to continue this type of work for sure because self-talk is very important.
Absolutely. Right?
Well, slowing down too. I think I've noticed that I'm slowing down with my reactions of feeling of if that makes sense. It's kind of like I rather than taking it at a if it's a negative thing, like I feel like someone said something that is disempowering toward me or just something not kind or and I used to I I'm just more of a it's not personal, it's them. That's where I've noticed it that I'm assessing where their words are coming from that may be coming toward me, most specifically. So it's like, okay, this isn't this is about them having the struggle, and then me not reacting, but just thinking and just pausing before I respond. Too, because yeah, I've noticed that.
Excellent. That's good awareness. And actually, next time we're going to do a part three of this, and I'm going to introduce you guys to some tools around treating ourselves and others with dignity or contempt, and how we deal with situations like that where people are using negative or disempowering language, and how do we really turn that
Yeah.
so that it becomes more empowering for both people. And so, yeah, absolutely.
I
Yeah.
like that though, Angela. You're right. It's like part of that forgiveness practice of like these they're saying this to me for a reason, but that's their reason. Not and so
Yeah.
like you said, if you like you wait to react because it's easy to just react. It's easy to just like in your head be like, oh, I can't believe they did that. I can't believe they would say that. But having that empathy, having that like ability to stop and be like, well, we're like maybe they're having a rough day. Where are they coming from? Um, maybe they don't know how to regulate their own self-talk and they feel horrible about themselves. So it definitely is a good awareness practice in that sense too.
Right.
Yep.
Right. And just noticing when they're being unskillful, not being a bad person.
Right.
Right.
Right. And, also just because they might have a reason behind what they say, right, doesn't necessarily validate that reason because they spoke it out loud. And you still have the ability to
Right.
to respond to it in the most appropriate way. So, yeah, absolutely. Now, one of the reasons we want to be doing this practice of minding our words, and really making sure that we're rigorous about keeping ourselves on that empowered vibration is this, right? Because as we're doing dream building, right, the art of what we're doing in dream building is the vibration, excuse me, is the vision, right? We've done a great job of writing clear, specific vision statements, um, putting together vision boards. Liz isn't here, but she just put together a really new, big, new, amazing vision board that she had printed out. And so, we have clear visions, but the science of dream building is the vibration. Okay. And we have to be able to get ourselves to the right vibration if we want to be able to um, build our dreams. And um, so, to achieve a dream, we have to be a match to the vibration. And if we want to become a match, we have to ask ourselves the right questions. Okay. And so I love this quote. People are always blaming their circumstances for what they are. I don't believe in circumstances. The people who get on in this world are people who get up and look for the circumstances they want, and if they can't find them, they make them. Okay. Now, as we learned 2 weeks ago, my words create my world. Right? So if we go back to George Bernard Shaw's quote, right? If we can't find the circumstances we want, we're going to make them, and we're going to make them through the words that we're using.
That's like a big one, is like that things aren't happening to you. Like everybody's like, I can't believe this happened to me. It didn't happen to you. It happened with you. You were there. Like,
They happen with you, they happen through you, and they
right.
happen for you because we live
Right.
in a benevolent universe.
Right.
Right.
But it's not happening to you.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me quick ask a question. Can you guys hear the motorcycle outside my door? Do I need to shut my door?
I can't
Okay,
hear
because
it.
it is super loud. Somebody must have a dirt bike or something, and they're going back and forth in the church parking lot behind my house, and I have the door open. So it's really loud for me. But if it's not bothering you, then we're going to keep going. So, yeah, so our words create our world. And I love this one too by Warren Buffett. Chains of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken on their own. And this is important because we have formed our habits around how we talk about ourselves and our world, right? And so as we do that, we have habits that are unconscious, and we don't even realize when we're saying disempowering things to ourselves or to other people. And often we're saying disempowering things about ourselves to other people, which makes it even more complicated.
What's interesting about this one too is the expectations that we put on ourselves that become so heavy, but we put them on ourselves. You know what I mean? Like nobody else put this expectation on me. I put it on myself, and it becomes so heavy, and then I become so disappointed when I can't fulfill it or I can't do it. It's like no one else had this expectation. I created it. I created
Right.
this expectation, and I can uncreate it also. Like, but we get in that habit of like, well, I have to do this thing. It's like, why do you have to do it? Because you decided you have to do it? Like, that's it. That's the only person that decided that thing.
Exactly. Exactly. And so how do we break the chains of habit? Well, we have to start asking ourselves different questions because, as we've already learned, the quality of our lives is determined by the quality of the questions that we ask. Okay. And so last week we started to look at a couple of really important questions. What do we want? What would we love? And do our words match our desire? Okay. And so the real question I'm asking here is, are you asking empowering or disempowering questions? And I want to go a little bit more into depth on what empowering or disempowering questions look like. Okay. So disempowering questions begin with why, when, how. We often talk in dream building about suspending the how, right? But we also want to stop asking why. What is the question why focus on? Focuses on the past, right?
Right.
Yes,
Why
yes.
did this happen to me? Why did this happen? Why, like,
Why does it always come back this way?
right. Why does this always happen to me? Right.
Yep. Yep. And What about when? What is when focusing on?
On time that doesn't exist.
It's on that undetermined future, right?
Right.
That future that's out there, and we don't necessarily know when, right? It's like, well, I get, when I lose weight, I'll get on a dating site, right? Or when I make enough money, I'll enroll for that course. Or, and it's putting that time condition, like, Autumn just said, on the thing, right? And how, of course, is, us focusing on common hour thinking, not on empowered thinking. Can you think of other words that might be disempowering?
It's not a question word, but the always and never, like I always find that to be disempowering. Like when you put an always, you always do this, or this always happens, or this never, like that's like it's not an always or never. Like that's way
Absolutely.
too
Yeah,
constraining.
right. Absolutes. Any kind of absolutes. Now, what is it in us that is using absolutes more often? It's our stories, right?
Right.
When we start telling ourselves stories about the situation we're in, that automatically takes us down the path into disempowering, illusions of what's going to happen, honestly, right? So if we want to ask more empowering questions, we want to ask, what? What would I love? Right? And who? Right? Empowering words include both a time frame to ground our energy and to generate state and come from the vision before we start asking questions. And when we ask who in this, it's making it specific to say, I am. Okay? Because we want to make sure that we are always focused on the present, and I am. And I am the person living this dream. I am the person taking these action steps, all of that. Does that make sense?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yep, yep.
And so anytime you hear yourself asking questions like why, when, or how, you want to pause and make sure that you're bringing it back to the vision, you know, what it is that you would love. Okay. Um, when we're looking at the quality of our lives being determined by the quality of the questions we ask, and we have to start by asking the right questions in order to take correct action. Okay. We want to make sure we're always coming from our vision, because to achieve a dream, we must become a match to that vibration. And the vibration comes from the what questions, right? And so, one of let me ask you this. This is something I think I've actually calibrated for us a few times in the past, but I really want to illustrate it here. Okay. Oftentimes we say, I'm trying. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to find the money. I'm trying to get the courage to make the phone call. I'm trying. But what does trying imply?
That you're not doing.
That you have a feeling of lack and scarcity within
Right.
yourself, right? That, oh, geez, I'm not sure I could actually do this. I have no self-confidence.
Right.
And what you're actually doing is verbally starting to let yourself off the hook for having to do it. My sister was a year and a half younger than me as we were, well, still is a year and a half younger than me. As we were growing up, and my parents would ask her to do something, she'd say, oh, I'm trying.
Uh-huh.
Right? I'm trying to pick up the dog poop. Well, she would try for so long that they'd finally send me out to do it, right? Because it wasn't actually getting done.
Right.
And so as soon as you hear yourself using the word trying, you have to realize that that is, again, a disempowering type of language. And you want to say, no, I am doing it.
Right. That's like hope. I hope.
I
That's another
hope
one.
and
I've
faith,
been catching myself on that one. It's like, again, you don't hope, you decide. Like you're either gonna do this thing or you're not. Like
right?
this thing is gonna happen or it's not. You don't hope it's gonna happen. No, this thing is gonna happen.
Right. Yep, because hope is lack and scarcity. I don't have it yet. Faith means it exists. It just isn't in front of me at this moment. And so, both of those are things I'm constantly using myself, right? And you hear me correcting myself as much as I correct anybody else. Um, I'm working on it. And when somebody says they're working on it, I say, no, you're doing it.
Right.
I am doing it. Even if you haven't even literally taken the first step, the fact that you've made the decision means that you have started.
Right.
Yeah. It's more action oriented for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because you have to put yourself in present tense action. Yeah. Do you need to grab a kitty?
Yeah. All of them. Come here. They've both been wanting to adventure outside.
Oh, I will see you later. Hopefully,
Because I'm on my phone, Chris, I maximize the PowerPoint, so that's why I took my face off because I can then see bigger.
That's great. I appreciate that. Yeah. And I just had to pause because I wanted to make sure the kitties didn't escape as
Yeah.
Autumn
My dad let them both out yesterday. I was chasing cats around all morning, yesterday morning.
Mhm.
The
Yeah.
other one doesn't care. The third one's like, I don't want to go out there.
Okay. And so when we're talking about empowering words and generating words that help us generate the vibration of our vision, I want to go back to an important tool that we can be using in this. And this is that we want to learn how to harness the power of our words in order to really feel great in our skin, right? That's what it means to feel, in a high vibration. We want to feel really great in our whole bodies. Okay. And one of the easiest ways to do this is to use affirmations because affirmations allow you to harness the power of your words, and they're like seeds that you plant in the garden of your mind. Okay. We've all had moments where we question things, right? Whether we're good enough, smart enough, capable of achieving our dreams. And it's kind of like this little voice sitting on our shoulder saying, oh, this isn't going to work for you, or you'll never get there, so why even try? But those disempowering stories, right, that we talk about are not the truth. And they're often simply doubts that we have. And our doubts are traitors that cripple our self trust, our emotional well being, and our mental health. And the good news is that we have the power to turn our doubts around, right? Transforming them into the fuel that propels us forward. And so we want to use positive affirmations in order to eliminate that self doubt. And like I said, they harness the power of our words. And at first, even though you've planted them in the garden of your mind, they might still seem small. But every day, as you pay attention with daily care, they will grow into powerful beliefs that will shape your reality. The key is to use them consistently and with intention. Okay. One of the best things about affirmations is how easily you can incorporate them into your daily life. So imagine you're giving yourself you're giving an important presentation, and that self-doubt creeps in, right? Oh boy, I don't look good today. I haven't really practiced. I'm not really sure that my message is going to resonate, and we start getting um, nervous because we give ourselves all of these little stories, right? Well, instead of letting those stories take over, it's important to take a breath and a few actually brave thinking breaths and give yourself a positive affirmation, something to think about that says something like, I am confident and fully prepared for this moment. I am confident and fully prepared for this moment. You want to say it out loud, You want to write it down. If you have something you're really dealing with, set a reminder on your phone to repeat it during the day, right? Make it part of your morning routine and your evening routine. Put it on a sticky note on your mirror, right? Anything you can do to continue to remind yourself of that powerful statement, whatever it is that you put together, in order to help you shift your mindset. Because we want to make sure that we're bringing ourselves constantly back to thoughts of empowerment. Because the habit of the negative thinking that I spoke about a minute ago will hold us back until we make the new habit the empowering belief, which starts with our affirmations. Okay. And so the goal is not to suppress our feelings here, but instead to acknowledge and choose a more positive narrative, a more positive statement to give about what it is that we're trying to do. Okay. Now, you want to remember that even successful people have fears, doubts, and worries, and they don't let those fears stop them. They actually use them as stepping stones to even greater success, and we can do this too. And so, what we want to do is notice when we're having those fears, doubts, and worries, create a positive affirmation or two or many that help us to loosen that feeling up and really start to process it and eliminate it, right? And that will help us to begin to transform our world as we're seeing it, right? Because truthfully, incorporating these affirmations for self-doubt into your life will help you build slowly but surely your confidence and your self-esteem. But that inner critic will continue to talk, right? And so it's super important to always have affirmations of some kind that you go back to. And a lot of affirmations start in our vision statements, right? And so we want to go back and say, who is the person I am in my vision? And what kind of affirmations can I put together that come from that vision? Okay. Um, and honestly, sometimes one of the things that holds us back from achieving our vision is our inability to believe that we can actually achieve it. Okay. When I say, I want to build a peace foundation to create world peace, it's a big goal, right? And I've got a pretty good dollar amount assigned to that. And so sometimes my ability to feel that really is heavy, right? And to feel like I can do that is hard, right? So I have to have affirmations around, I believe in my ability to achieve my goals, right? I believe in my ability to achieve my goals. And my creativity is boundless, and I trust in my unique gifts, and those unique gifts are going to create that reality, right? You have to, if you often doubt yourself, you want to have affirmations that help you release self-doubt and help you embrace your true potential, right? If you're having trouble with your self-worth and your self-confidence, and you're not sure how people are reacting to you, you might form some affirmations around, I am worthy of receiving love and loving others. Okay. I am confident in who I am, and I'm free to fully express myself. My my life expands in love and positive energy every day. Here's one that's actually tough for a lot of people. Ready? I accept and love myself just as I am. Okay. It's super important to make sure that as you're using these affirmations, that you're using them as, not only just saying them in your mind, but feeling them in your body. I'm always talking about moving it from your head down to into your heart, right? And actually saying them over and over again until you actually start to believe them, right? Because it's that belief that's going to make them work for you. Okay. because affirmations can be a powerful tool to help you focus your thoughts on what it is you desire to create. They create a vibrational energy in every cell of your body that drives you towards your goal. Okay, it fuels your confidence along the way. And, if you've had thoughts or feelings of unworthiness or inadequacy, we all have, right? Every person on the planet has had thoughts of fear, doubt, and worry from time to time. It's just part of the human condition. Okay. But the difference between those who stay stuck and those who create extraordinary success in their lives is the ability to redirect your thoughts and your words, because your words are how you are putting your thoughts into action, right? Uh, because over time, the more and more we build new beliefs about our selves and take new action steps, right, we are achieving more and more of our true potential. Okay. And oftentimes, our beliefs about unworthiness are programmed during childhood, but those old beliefs do not need to define the here and now or the future. And so limiting beliefs have no power on you. You can replace them with new empowering beliefs anytime you choose. And the way we make that shift is by the words that we're using. Okay. The key to doing this, though, is consistency. We have to be consistent in monitoring our thoughts, monitoring our words, so that we're starting to shift that energy, right? If you want to feel consistently more confident, more worthy of love, success, all of the good things that we want in our lives, then we have to consistently replace our feelings of unworthiness and with more empowering thoughts, starting with our words and using new and powerful affirmations to actually support what it is that we're trying to achieve can be a really powerful tool to do this. Okay. So I have a video for you, and what I'm going to do first is stop sharing and go over here. And I like this video because it tells you about the power of our words. And I'm actually going to stop sharing, and I am going to make that share full screen. There you go. So you can actually see the video. And that's not it either. That's my screen. Third time's a charm. There we go. I actually volunteered to take over AV for my Rotary Club so that I could learn how to do all this Zoom and audiovisual stuff better. But here we go. Okay.
Audio's not working.
Many of you,
It just
as
it
I have
stopped.
been,
It's
as
still
I
is.
am, are where you are in your life based upon what you believe. And it's not just what you think you believe on the surface, it's also your shadow beliefs that are holding you back from moving into the life that you believe you deserve. What I know is if you're not looking at the shadows, if you're not looking at what is subconsciously running through the tape in your mind, telling yourself you're not good enough, you're not worthy enough, you're not smart enough, you're not enough, which is a tape that's playing for a lot of people. If you're not conscious of that, then you end up acting out of that belief system and not out of what you know to be the truest or want to be the truest for yourself. You are where you are today in part because of what you've been saying about yourself. Words are like seeds. When you speak something out, you give life to what you're saying. If you continue to say it, eventually that can become a reality. You are planting seeds when you talk. At some point, you're going to eat that fruit. My challenge is make sure you're planting the right kind of seeds. If you want apples, you have to sow apple seeds. If you want oranges, you can't plant cactus seeds, poison ivy seeds, mushroom seeds. You're going to reap fruit from the exact seeds that you've been sowing. In other words, you can't talk negative and expect to live a positive life. You can't talk defeat and expect to have victory. You can't talk lack, not enough, can't afford it, never get ahead, and expect to have abundance. If you have a poor mouth, you're going to have a poor life. And this is great when we're saying things like, I'm blessed, I'm strong, I will accomplish my dreams, I'm coming out of debt. That's not just being positive, you are prophesying victory, prophesying success, prophesying new levels. Your life will move in the direction of your words. But too many people go around prophesying just the opposite. I never get any good breaks. I'll never get back in shape. Business is slow. I'll probably get laid off. Flu season is here. I always get it. They don't realize they are prophesying defeat. It's just like they're calling in bad breaks, mediocrity, lack. You don't become what you want, because so much of wanting is about living in the space of what you don't have. That's why Jim Carrey's story is so powerful, because he started to act as though he already had it. He would go up to Mulholland Drive, he would drive away thinking, I already have those things. I just haven't accessed them as yet. I believe those things are going to come to me, and I'm going to act like they are. So I'm going to move forward in my life in order to draw that to myself in such a way that my actions are in alignment with what I say I believe. So if you start to think about that, really, why are you where you are in your life? The choices that you have made have been because of what you believe to be true for yourself. You can talk yourself out of your destiny. Negative words can keep you from becoming who you were created to be. Don't fall into that trap. Quit calling in the fear. Quit talking about how it's not going to happen. You should write down your goals. Write down what you want to see happen in life. Any areas that you're struggling in, where you need to improve, write it down like it's already done. And then every day, declare that decree. Read over it a couple of times out loud. It's not enough to just think it. Something happens when we speak. You have to prophesy your future. Those words will get down on the inside of you. They'll not only change your outlook, but they will change who you are. Your words will become your reality.
So your words will become your reality. My words create our reality. Okay. What stuck out in that for you, if you could hear it?
Just that, just to keep on taking action on your dreams and visualizing it, writing it down, repeating it, just being diligent about. It's all hard, right? It's about choices of knowing that this awaits you and you just haven't accessed it. Like, I really like that it just hasn't come to be as of yet, but coming from our dreams, like we always come from our dreams, so it already has occurred, so I kind of disagree with Jim Carrey's thing, because he said he hadn't assessed it yet, but if you're coming from your dream, then you've already achieved that, and you're thinking of the next step, of the next thing, bigger and better.
Absolutely. That's good noticing.
Mm-hmm. Like in the beginning, they talked about shadow habits, which is again like the common hour thinking type stuff. Like it is those shadow habits, those things that we do in the background, like we talked about, those that we reinforce them all on our own. They're not anything that we're required to do. It's just that these habits that well, this is the way we've always done it. How many times do we hear that from people? It's like, well, how's that working for you? Like, it doesn't have to be this way. Like, so you can change it. You have the power to change it. And like you said, Angela, it's work. It's not like it's just going to happen just because you decide. Like, you still have to put the work in. You still have to have the tools. You still have to have all of these things. Like, it's still like, it's not just easy. But it's worth it. Like, that's in the long run.
So I want to calibrate real quickly. We're not using the word hard
Right.
because hard makes it disempowering.
Right.
It's rigorous, which means we actually have to put our attention on it. And yet, putting our attention on building our dream is a good thing,
Yes.
right? So it's rigorous
Yes.
because we have to be diligent, but it's
Yeah.
easy
Yeah.
because it's what we want.
Right. Yes.
It's where
that
you
is
put
that-
your it's where you put your attention to all the time because you're coming from that dream. So,
Right.
but yeah, I didn't
And at
realize
first it does.
I didn't realize I used the word hard. So isn't that interesting?
Well, and I think, Angela, for you and I think we're both the same way. Like hard doesn't necessarily mean bad. For like hard work is hard work. Like hard work to me, like I'm proud when I work hard. You know what I mean? Like to me, like I don't see it as a chat. Like it's rigorous. Rigorous is a good word to. I like that. Like it's rigorous. It's like you have to do the work. Like but it's worth it. Like I like the work. I like the all the steps that it takes and all the noticing and all the just reframing your words. Like I like all of this. I think it's just in the long run, it makes it easy, I guess, in the long run because you have these tools that just become second nature.
Right. And while we all love doing work, because I think all three of us actually have been hard workers throughout our lives, right? That's something
Yeah.
that we take pride in. It's something we've been trained to do. It's what our society reinforces in us. And sometimes if we allow it just to be easy, it can be. And then that way we are going to be able to focus our energy where it's most needed in order to make that quantum leap that we really want to move us even farther in our trajectory. And so not allowing us to say, oh, it's okay that I'm working really hard, you know, because in the future I'll be able to. And yet, right now we need to say, no, it's already easy and the work is coming very quickly. For Jim Carrey, the rigorous work was just making himself drive to Mulholland Drive every day. But the drive wasn't hard. It was the rigor of doing it consistently. And so going back to how do we build our dreams? We have to do it through immersion and repetition and just consistently making sure that we're staying in the vibration using our affirmations, our vision, and monitoring our language the best we can.
Sorry, my
So
cat was making weird noises. I didn't know what she was doing. I still don't know.
yeah, awesome.
I got
Okay.
them a robot litter box, and I don't think they know what to do about it sometimes. When it's like in there doing its own thing, they're like, "Wait, what's this?" I don't know. I don't know. She's walking away now.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
I love
So
this, Chris. This is great. Thank you.
you're welcome. Yep. Well, and we'll continue to do this. And like I said, next week we're going to talk a little bit more about contempt because it's definitely an emotional vibration that we feel more often than we actually think we do. And I feel like it will be a really good awareness exercise for us. I have some examples of communications, and we're actually gonna look at are they contemptuous or not, and really start to raise the vibration of how we're phrasing things because my awareness was that I thought I was like being really like polite and treating people with a lot of dignity. And yet I was only falling in the middle of the scale because I was being cool and professional, not warm and inviting. And so we're going to talk about some of those things too, because it's really getting to that next level of really having that highest vibration communication that gets us the best results. So great job today, ladies. Appreciate your attention. And is there anything else before we wrap up?
I'll see you in an hour.
No,
So
no,
if I think of anything.
no, good.
Okay,
No,
great.
I really needed that today too. So thank you for this. This is really good reminders. Again, always just to, be thinking about words and how they matter and affect things for sure.
Wow. Great. Well, thank you. And so Autumn, I'll see you in an hour. And Angela, have a great weekend.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, it's all gonna work out.
It is.
It's all
Absolutely.
good. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Thank
All right.
you. Take
All
care.
All right. Bye. Bye.